not like half asleep. I'm just like...
Sometimes you are.
I think it's working. They're not particularly nutritious.
They are? Good morning, guys. It is the last day of 2020, which I know for a lot of people it's kind of like, yes, 2020 is over because it's been a dumpster fire and we're ready for a new year. But the reality is tomorrow is not going to be any different than today. So I don't put a lot of stock in the calendar changing, but there is always this feeling of a fresh start with a new year. I am excited for a new year, 2021, but I feel like this year, because 2020 looked so different than any of us imagined, I think I have a much more sobered mindset about the new year. I think I'm kind of like, I want to be content and faithful and keep doing what's in front of me and like doing it well. And so part of that is we pick up this camera and tell our story and share our story. So I'm bringing you guys with me. We're going to go, I am going to pick up like a porch pickup of a propane heater. You guys know we picked up one beginning really before it got cold, and we've really there's just been maybe a handful of times that we've had outdoor things like trying to safely meet with friends, and we have the propane heater on in the cold, and it helps. There's one that's broken on Facebook Marketplace. I'm gonna go pick it up and hopefully fix it, and I might flip it because ours stopped working a few uses after I got it, and so I had to take it apart to fix it. And it's actually a pretty simple mechanism, and I'm pretty sure that the same thing that was wrong with ours is wrong with this one. So either we'll keep it for the rest of the, I think what I'll do is like keep it for the rest of this cold season and then sell it. And anyways, it's kind of a fun thing to do on this New Year's Eve because we don't get out much. So I'm gonna go do porch pickup, and oh, I need to tell this guy I'm on my way. So I'll see you guys in a bit. We do need to pick up one of Mary's prescriptions before we have an insurance change tomorrow. So we'll have new deductibles and things. So we wanted to get this one, her Emgality, her next Emgality dose. She's due for, or I don't know, like in the next few days she's due to do the next injection. So I'm picking that up, and I don't think I'm going out that way, but we were thinking about getting Krispy Kreme donuts for New Year's, but we'll see. Okay, bye. Okay, got the propane heater. It's a little rusty, but I'll be able to fix it. It's doing the same exact thing that ours did. This is what our afternoon looks like. Snugs for days. Look at his little folded paw.
We had no idea that cats could do this, because Ollie's legs would be broken if he did that.
Yeah.
So when we got Harry, and it's been over a year now, and it still cracks us up that he does this.
It's pretty cute. Oh, there he goes.
Oh, don't be mean. Sorry, I had to clear my throat.
Okay, I'm getting ready for Mary and I to film a podcast, and we've got a problem.
Oh, I can't stop yawning. I'm guessing it's a nervous thing. That's my best guess.
Every time we start the podcast, like Mary goes into super tired. Yawning.
Oh, can't stop yawning. And if I think about don't yawn, I yawn. So
maybe you should just sit on the bike.
That is kind of what I was thinking, because you could stand next to me, but they'd be like, wow, she's
that
tall.
noise is too much for her.
Okay, well, I don't have to do the pedaling. I could do like
just
this.
sit there.
Here, let me see how...
Try sitting here, because I have this all set up here.
Those chairs are so comfortable, though. It's going to make me yawn.
Well, I thought they were, like, not the most comfortable.
Okay, so if I sit on the edge, I've found the best thing for me is if I sit on the edge.
Okay.
Don't, like if I'm like this.
All right, let's see.
If I lay back like this, like, I'll just be asleep. And you're not boring. Like, I'm not bored. It's not a boredom situation. Mary has an issue. Mary has a yawning disease. Turns out I have a disease. It's a yawning disease.
It's a yawning disorder.
I have a yawning disorder where I yawn
When I'm nervous.
when I'm really nervous.
I'm feeling really tired about it.
I'm
feeling a little bit tired. That's a throwback.
That's a throwback to not even a year ago when we were in Chicago and we were getting ready to speak in front of one of the largest audiences we've ever spoken to.
What happened?
You almost knocked
Oh
that
my
paddle.
goodness, I didn't even see that
He
cactus
almost
saddle there.
Whacked the paddle. Anyway, we were preparing what we were going to speak about, and he was like, okay, is now a good time to prepare? And I was like, oh, I'm feeling so sleepy.
Oh, Harry, you okay, bro?
I have a feeling he just smashed his face into something.
He just sneezed like 3 times in a row. I don't know what camera I'm looking at.
All right, well, I guess we're going to get ready to go.
We're gonna film
film. Okay, there we go. Okay, we filmed the podcast and I just said in like a positive, okay, I said I only yawned like 5 times and that was like a good thing.
You did good. You were awake and alert.
It is. I'm not like half asleep. I'm just like.
Sometimes you are. Sometimes when we're doing the podcast, I look over and I'm like, I don't think she's tracking.
Okay, well, here's the thing. The podcast is like Peter's realm. It's his initiative, and he asks me to be on it. And I am honored to be asked to be on it. But also, like, it's not my strong suit, particularly the yawning.
But it is.
So maybe if
she
it
just
was
like drops the truth bombs.
If it was an edited experience where it's like you say something powerful, edit. I'll say something, edit.
Powerful.
You, me.
Well, yeah. The podcast is very unedited. Like, I don't edit anything out.
The thing is, I don't yawn when I'm making vlog clips.
Well, it's different because you're doing it on your own clock. So if you're feeling tired, you're gonna put the camera down. You know?
Yeah, and if I'm feeling nervous, I'm not gonna pick the camera up.
True.
I think the yawns are more nerves than.
You think so?
That's what my suspicion is, because it's not my strong suit, so I'm inevitably more nervous.
So you're feeling a little bit tired.
I'm feeling a little bit tired. So we're having some coffee. He was like, do you want coffee before the podcast? And I was like, well, I feel like it'll make me feel too warm and cozy, and then I'll yawn more.
So Harry hasn't been able to go in the plant room, and we just filmed in the plant room.
And we left this gate open.
And so now Harry's stuck on the heater vent in the plant room because he came to join us during the podcast.
Do you want to show?
Okay. Yeah,
I think he's pretty cute.
Yeah, he is pretty cute. He loves this little spot right here. It's not that we're trying to deprive him of that. There's other vents in the house that he can use. It's just that he had some potty problems in here.
All right, ready for the food update of 2020? The last food update of 2020. Ooh. I made coconut curry chicken. And this has onion and chicken, coconut, can of coconut milk, And then the curry paste. The chicken is cooked. And I've learned to add the peppers. If you don't want them to disintegrate, then add them at the end. If you want them really squishy and, you know, disintegrate-y, then add them earlier. So I've never added them this late in the process. So we'll let it cook a little while longer. So what do you think we should do, babe? Do you want to make the real rice?
I don't care, though. All the rest is fine.
Okay, we'll just do this. So whenever these peppers are cooked to our desired texture, we shall. Or we could just eat them while they're like totally crunchy and it would add some texture.
I think let them cook a little bit.
Okay. So we'll let those cook and then eat.
Amazing. All right, you guys ready to see what Mary's been working on? Guys, this is, I think, my favorite thing, is when Mary paints these little tiny paintings. Specifically, this one right here is her Arizona painting, which she's...
This is your favorite one.
How many Arizonas do you think you've painted?
I've painted...
Is that your Arizona book?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, that's just some of them.
I just love, look how tiny. Just for reference, that's like 1/2 inch by 1 inch, right?
Uh-huh, yeah.
And look at the, oh man, it keeps getting blurry.
It's like, too small, can't focus.
The depth and the detail, I just love those tiny paintings. It's amazing.
I'm really glad you like them. They're really fun for me.
I'm so glad.
I was painting today and not really liking what I was painting. So then I thought, what is something I know I'm going to enjoy? Arizona. So then I painted this one, and guess what? I didn't love it.
Okay.
So then I was like, what's something I'll definitely enjoy?
A tiny Arizona.
Yes.
Nice.
I always keep this as my model because
Okay.
that's Peter's favorite.
That's my favorite.
But I've never...
Although I think that might be my new favorite.
Really?
Yeah. Just an update. So this morning I did pick up the heater and I haven't worked on it yet. I'll probably, maybe tomorrow I'll work on it, try to get it working. And I didn't stop at Krispy Kreme, but we've been talking about maybe tonight going and getting some Krispy Kreme, but we'll see.
So this thing happened.
So I picked up her Engality and Mary, I brought it in and Mary opens it up and she's like, what?
So they gave me the non-auto injector. And it's funny because when I did my first dose, I was like, I'd rather not have an auto inject. But after I did it, it hurt so stinking bad that I was like, babe, I think it's good that it was auto because when I did the Neupogen and it was just a syringe and I'm squeezing it in, it hurt really bad. And so I kept stopping. So I was like, I think because it's auto inject, it just like, it's coming in even though it hurts.
You can't stop.
Well, they gave me the
non-auto inject.
Yeah, so you stab it in and it's just a plain old needle under there. So I called the pharmacy. I was like, hey, I think I got the wrong thing. And he was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And I was like, yeah, like, that's a really big needle. Well, I said, I looked it up online, like a video of how to do it, and that is a really big needle.
Like for the manual one.
Yeah.
The non-auto inject.
But, I try to be open to the things that I think I'm gonna hate because, so like this, okay, so when I got a new home care company, they didn't carry my original tape that I used on my feeding tube. So they were like, well, we have this one that's called Kind Remove. And I was like, well, I'll try it. And I guess if I don't like it, I'll just order tape somewhere else. I don't know. I love it. It's so much better. I'm so glad I tried something out of my norm.
So, are you saying that maybe you should, I mean, you're going
I'm going to try it because he said you can bring that back and they will order me an auto inject, but it won't be here till Monday and I'm due to do this tomorrow. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna do my best. It might be horrible.
Or it might be great.
It might be much better.
So it might be, you know, like the more you experience, the more you know and the better perspective you have. And so.
And then I can make an informed decision about what I want to do for the next time.
Yeah, he said next time you just call and let him know which one you want.
Yeah. And I do think that I'm gonna need more assistance because I did it like over here. Well, my Dexcom's right there this time, so I'd have to do it on this side. But like, I don't think I can twist and contort my body and push the syringe thingy at the same time. Plus it's gonna be hurting really bad, so I'm gonna have to like really focus. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to do it in my leg.
Okay.
So you might need to like hold the syringe while I push it in or something. Because I'm gonna have to squeeze, stab, hold, push.
Okay, I'll do whatever you tell me to do. Tune in tomorrow as we stab her up.
As we squeeze, stab, hold, and push the syringe into me. But I do think that, I think it's working.
We were thinking about it and pretty much the last bad headache. Now she's had plenty of days where it's like, I got a little bit of a headache.
But it hasn't like escalated to super headache or migraine.
Like the last one you had was like a few days after the last dose. So that's been a few weeks.
So, that would be so amazing.
I know, if that helps in the long term, that's huge.
Yeah, I'll take a stab for benefit.
Yeah.
Taking a picture?
Ollie's so cute. I don't know why my camera flashed.
That's offensive.
That is offensive.
Okay, what are we doing?
We're gonna go get some donuts. He's so cute.
I agree. The essentials, milk and all trace. Let's go get some donuts. Are you ready for this? And then you say that's
I was born ready.
Dun, da, da, da,
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so we like planned out what we were gonna get when we on our way here. We were gonna get 6 donuts. We are gonna get 3 chocolate glazed and then, or chocolate iced, and then 3 glazed. And then we went to order and they were all out of all the chocolate. So then we were like, okay, we'll get 2 dozen. It was
logical conclusion.
It was a deal, like 2 dozen for $12.
Yeah.
So we're gonna drop off a dozen at a friend's house. And now we have a dozen to ourselves, I'm just saying.
Well, and we could try freezing.
And the donuts weren't ready. We had to wait for them to make them, which means
they're so hot and juicy.
They're so hot, juicy, and fresh that they just slide right down. So like eating one's like eating half of one.
Oh, is that how it works?
I think that's how it works. This is fun. This should be like a New Year's tradition. Ooh, I like that idea.
You literally sanitized your hands like 45 seconds ago.
I know, I just get nervous. Okay.
Here we go.
Oh, they're so hot. Oh yeah.
Oh, good.
Mm.
Wow.
Mm.
Man, this is
I should be
on the
illegal.
top 3 list of why it's nice to live in the South.
We've never lived by a Krispy Kreme. And then we moved here and we don't get them very often.
Yeah, we've gotten them, this maybe is like the 3rd time. I mean, they're not particularly nutritious.
They are?
Depending on what you're looking for in your
I
diet.
thought you were going to say, depending on the flavor. The custard filled are like more nutritious.
Because of the dairy.
Yeah. All right. Here's number 2. Oh, Happy New Year.
One actually final last recipe before the end of the new year, or the end of 2020. You guys, this is delicious. I grew up with this recipe. You chop the potato thin, you know, 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, something like that. And then you put some spray down, or like just oil or butter or whatever you want to do. And then we're gonna spray the top as well. We grew up eating these every New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. And now Peter and I like to make them. And we also made them in college. Do you remember how many sheet pans we made?
Oh, we made so many for some event.
Yeah, because you had 50 guys on your dorm floor.
Yeah.
And we wanted to serve these, so.
Yeah, they're so good. It's basically potato skins. But,
Yeah.
But we do it more as rounds
Oops.
instead of like potato skins.
Yeah. I did it left-handed, so I kind of missed the potato.
So you cook them for like 20 minutes and flip them, right?
Something like that. Basically, you cook them and then wait till you see what we put on top. I just remembered that in college, my friend and I we were making baked potatoes, I believe. There must have been something in the bottom of the oven because there was so much smoke. She opened the door and she's like, Mary, oh no, what's happening? And I come running over and it's like so smoky. So logically, our next step, because we were in like a high rise, well, like 11 or 12 story building, that has nothing to do with the outcome of the story. I guess I was thinking we weren't just like in a house where we just open all the windows.
Right.
So yes,
you can't
okay.
Open the windows.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Could vent that. I think there was like a crack. Crack it out.
Anyway, crack it out. Anyway, our solution was we plugged the vacuum in and we literally held the vacuum right here.
That did not do anything.
I think it helped. Flipped them and now they're going back in. And we're cooking the bacon. Next, add barbecue sauce and then some cheese. Cheddar cheese is what we're using today. And then top it with a little piece of bacon and then put it back in the oven. Cooked bacon. Top it with cooked bacon. And voila! New Year's potatoes.
New Year's potatoes. It's not midnight yet, and I don't think we'll make it to midnight. So we're gonna say, how are they?
Amazing. As
always, we'll see you tomorrow.
See you next year, guys. Good night. See you next year.